Because you gotta roll dice too. You don't want to get them messed
And
up.
I'll just wait to grab enemy minis until we get there.
Okay.
If we get there.
Well, as far as I know, we're on the air. It seems that way. Now, if we actually are or not is to be determined, because you gave me an error message, and I don't usually get an error message.
Yep.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, I see us.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I'm alive. I'm alive! Not as dead as I thought I was. Crap. So, with that being said, welcome back to Solar Coalition. I am Kay at Kay's table with GM Greg, the
Hello.
wonderful GM of our group tonight. With us today, schedules have been screwed up, so
Should I move to the other side so I don't see what is in the green folder?
No, that's there's nothing really of importance in here.
yeah, and I know you. You don't read over shoulders.
Yeah. I'm looking this way this whole time.
Yep. We get feedback.
Hi.
Sam, myself.
All right.
Not my game today.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of my job. So last session, the party arrived at, I believe it was colony number 30, which is kind of dead center of interplanetary space. There they met up with the reoccurring shopkeep, who seems to be following them everywhere now, who came under attack by a group of Darksiders and Lunar Wraiths who seem to still find you guys, but
Yeah, apparently some like famous assassin from the dark side.
yeah, some famous executioner who used to kill high priority targets in public and was supposed to be really scary, who got murdered in like one turn because
Yeah, he was kind of a bitch.
yeah,
We hit him hard.
you hit him with another guy.
And then I think it was coup d'etat after. But
Yeah.
Actually, I think that was half of a guy.
Yeah. Combat ensued.
That's how you said you. Combat ensued after that.
Combat
Yeah.
ensued. The shopkeep pulled out a minigun at one point, although he wasn't particularly useful with it. You saved an old lady from getting turned into red paste.
Yes, you did.
And
heroes.
the authorities showed up just in
Somehow.
time to see the carnage that you had left in your wake. After that, you guys went back to the ship for the night, where the crew chief and lead scientist of the ship showed you that he was working on a prototype beam sword. And then you guys went back down into the bridge of the what the fuck to watch all of the
The boxes.
lost old media tapes that you had gotten of ancient informational tomes from the long forgotten 21st century.
Ancient recordings.
Ancient recordings like Batman Forever and Godzilla 1985. That's kind of where we left the session. So it's okay with you. I just gotta wrap up with what they're doing on the colony before I introduce you.
So
it's okay.
I take it
I
we're
like hearing
stoned
what happened
in my
next
cabin. We're just sitting there stoned out
Yeah,
of our
so it's-
gourds with drinks, watching these movies,
Yeah, so you
waiting
guys
for the captain to tell us that we're leaving.
you guys are staying until the morning, and then you're disembarking early. You're gonna be on a really quick flight over to the next colony, 29. Just because you sort of got to cross that mid-space border and then be checked in and stuff.
Yeah.
But so you're gonna be in and out of a couple of places, but you'll be leaving soonish. But yeah, you guys can continue to just sort of hotbox the ship and watch all the different VHSs that you managed to get.
Yeah, all digitally transferring them over, and at the same time checking
Different members of the crew
my
do.
new emails now.
You're getting a lot. Different members of the crew do come down at some points because they hear it's basically a party and everyone's pretty much having a good time.
We need popcorn.
Gilda got you guys popcorn.
Yep.
Yep. You had to explain to her the process because she didn't give you. She gave you like corn pops at first.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, corn pops.
yeah, she gave you corn pops at first, but then she figured it out. And I'm sure that that's like the big request for everyone watching. And then you realize that after we watch a movie and it goes onto your channel, up here on the main view screen, I feel like there's people hanging out watching the channel.
Yeah, that view screen that got put in after the wall got ripped out.
Yeah, if you guys ask, I will most definitely put a link up so that you guys can watch it up there in your
I imagine the
preview.
Probably one of the
crew has
engineers
already
would
been
ask
running
you that.
stuff on their channels just cause there's not much else to do. But yeah, the night goes really well. I think last session right at the end we covered a few business deals that you got and whatnot.
You handled your finances.
And after a very eventful night, the following morning, you're woken up by the ship's AI actually.
Yeah, okay. I'm what's up?
It's like, hey sleepyhead,
Yeah.
if you're alive, I finished all the modifications you wanted on that suit.
Awesome
And you
sauce.
see sort of like a locker thing comes out of the wall and opens up and it's there. And
If I could see straight and I wasn't still fuzzy, that would look awesome. It looks awesome as it is.
Do you want me to get like some oxygen in here? Because the levels are kind of low.
Why?
We're currently reading a 70-30 split on
Oh yeah, maybe
the
bring
stuff
it-
I've been recycling compared to actual air.
Yeah, maybe give us a little bit more air.
Alright, you see a window roll down. No, they're in a space station.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Someone
roll down the
outside
window in the void of space. Everyone dies. Surprise, guys! I'm actually rebooting the game today.
When you want a hard reset, you're not taking no for an
My
answer.
EV suit just pops up.
Surprise, guys! Campaign's over. Time for the second one.
That's what I thought you meant when you said a window opens. I'm just like, wait, you're in space.
But no, a
Space
window
station's
opens
one.
and there is very much air. So,
Alright, so anything big on the docket for today?
not much. Ship will be rolling out in probably 2-3 hours. So, finish up any
Awesome.
business you want on the station before the folks upstairs tell us
Alright.
to be ready to leave.
Let's see all these messages I've gotten now.
There's a
So,
whole
shitload.
it's a whole lot of people who are reaching out. The What the Fuck radio station is basically this big new thing. Let me make a roll real quick. Although at one point, it's not like an inquiry from anyone. It's just sort of an alert from the ship that it logged that it's detected across other radio stations, kind of suspiciously similar radio stations trying to copy your whole thing.
You're starting the media revolution.
Well, that's not nice.
Imitators and people thinking they can also do that.
Oh yeah. Well, it's bound to happen.
Not nearly as popular as yours, clearly. Everyone knows what the fuck at this point.
We got the best media.
Also,
Wait
the-
till you stop putting
also
on
the
TV
only media.
movies. Well, like you said, not anymore. Other people are trying. And honestly, it was an idea concept that no one would have thought of, like, in a million years. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be picked up now. Because,
I
and
expected
I
it.
mean, I'm interested to see what other music stations pop up, because that'd be a big thing eventually.
Up on the bridge of the ship, supposing you went back up to the ship.
Yeah, yeah.
The crews, the day shift crew have gone on, so the engineers are busy. You see the crew chief. He's since moved all of his laser sword materials off of the scientists' table, which is now covered in beakers and stuff.
Where is the scientist? He's not on the map.
I
Sorry.
didn't see his mini. Did you grab it for something? Yeah, his mini wasn't in the thing. So.
Huh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hell no.
You might have used him for something else in
I
a
don't
different game.
think so, but it's possible.
So, these other stations that are trying to copy, and I'll reach out to a couple of them. So I see, are you interested in joining the What the Fuck family?
Make a persuasion roll. Let's roll some actual dice instead of just me handing everything to you guys.
7, 10.
They politely refuse,
Oh, here it
saying
is.
they would like to pursue independent media.
Fantastic. I wish you the best of luck. Computer, mark them. Their signals. Okay. Sooner or later, I'll find a good virus to hack their system with.
I'll put it on the log, boss. And you hear some beeping, and you see the web page is basically minimized, but still there.
Oh, hold on, I gotta go take this. Go ahead, continue with the game. I'm just doing paperwork.
We can run some stuff with you real quick.
All right.
Yeah, on the bridge of the ship, the lead scientist, Dr. Gallister, is rambling about some sort of eureka moment he had the previous night.
I walk up to him. What would that be?
It's good to see you. Well, you see, last night I was pondering very much what sort of features I could add to animals to allow for more survivability. You know, these days, animals are really struggling because most of humanity is out in space. And I thought, what a better way to allow animals to survive in harsh conditions than giving them the ability to breathe fire.
I look around the room to see. I actually look over immediately at the scientist assistant, who should be
Secretary?
The secretary. I look at her when I kind of like ignore him for a
You
moment.
look past him
and
to
look
her.
past him at her to see if she reacts to that.
Deadpan, not shocked at all.
Readjust myself. And what animal were you thinking about just giving the ability to breathe fire?
Would you like to see?
Actually, yes.
He pretty much reaches down to a compartment, opens it up, takes a box out of it. I gotta just make one. Okay, it's not a very good roll. He presses the button on the lid. It sort of pops open like a little capsule, and you see before you an extremely ordinary-looking duck.
Keep up the good work.
You do also notice if you're like walking away at this point, you do notice that the insides of the capsule are like seared, basically.
This is a horrible. I don't say that out loud, but this is a horrible idea.
Just
But
wait until we start adding these to terrestrial animals and aquatic animals. Can't you imagine a legion of sharks swimming through the mighty sea, cresting like dolphins and breathing spouts of flame?
I am amazed by. I say this to him honestly, without any deception needed. I am amazed that you can come up with these interesting scientific concepts. And I give.
Now, if only I could get my hands on some of that dinosaur DNA that's floating around these days. I'm certain that would be a perfect way to reintroduce them into the natural ecosystem.
Now I'm stepping backwards. And I let him. I imagine he's thinking now and lost in thought. So I'm just going to make my veer to my right.
He's
veer.
immediately pondering, and then he goes back and he starts throwing things together. He puts the duck away.
I'm glad he does that.
He literally just reseals he hands it like a slice of bread, and then he closes the thingy and puts it back in the cabinet, basically.
That actually is pretty funny. I check in with Andy on my way to the meet.
Oh, and Andy's good. He's working on one of the main thrusters, just because power output has been a bit stretched thin between all the emergency exits you guys have had to make and whatnot.
Life on a starship, I tell him, but
He does say that he heard about the attack, and you guys okay?
Oh yes, we handled it rather effectively. I imagine that there's a video you can watch about the exploits of my new alias, the Solar Shade, which I think that is what we did.
You see him just sort of cock his head, like clearly he does not get that on like a conceptual level.
I laugh and then just tell him that it's just a little thing I'm doing for the what the fuck.
Our friends downstairs, I see.
Yes, they wanted a hero type, and now I've seen this movie called Batman Forever. Saying kind of weird because I'm not used to the words.
So is this Batman that is is he like an immortal? Is that why it's forever?
No, I believe the Forever was just some type of addendum they made because it was a sequel to other films. Yeah.
Is he like a literal man with bat-like features? Does he have wings?
No. He has he's a human in a battle combat, very customized suit in the general visage of a mammal, the bat.
I would remind you that this is Batman Forever, so it's absolutely the bat suit with the nipples on it.
Even anatomically correct, he tells him without thinking.
This man sounds deranged, and he goes back to working on his thing.
I shrug, and then check in with the crew chief.
Oh, he's good. He does gesture over to a little table over here, where you can see the previous night you saw the plasma saber he was working on. And it was a very bulky handle with like a cord connected to the table that was drawing up the ship's power. Now you see a slightly less bulky handle with what looks like basically a clip loaded into it. He says, "Oh yeah, so you remember the thing that we showed you guys last night?
Yes.
I heard, you mentioned wanting it to be a different color and maybe some elemental infusions. So me and the Andy stayed up all night working on it. And it's now officially in the prototype stage. If you wanted to take it out, maybe try it out on a few things within the Eagle Coalition boundaries, you very well could. It's experimental tech, so just be warned, but should be safe for use."
So I pick it up, get a feel for it.
For frame of reference, it's a lot less like a traditional lightsaber, and it looks a lot more like Ezra from Star Wars Rebels lightsaber, how it has that bulky front, which for him is supposed to be like a blaster or whatever. It's just sort of that shape. It's a lot bulkier to fit a lot of the components in it. And it's got you can click a button and pull it out. It's basically got a miniaturized hydrogen cell loaded into it like you would load a clip into a gun.
So I'm going to summon
Your drone?
my drone.
Yeah, but
Just kind of starts moving through
it
the
just
ship.
kind of hovers through some hallways. You hear a few people cuss at it.
And I walk over the prototype
Yoink.
and get armored up. Just because I'm going to have to get used to the weight. And I'll just swing it around for a bit.
Yeah,
Make a roll to see how I do.
Yeah, just make a general roll for handling it. Call it like a dex roll because it's a dex weapon.
That would be a 15.
Yeah, it's a little weird at first because it's really light. So your swings are a little wild the first few times.
I grab one of
Also,
the chairs and just tested it on it.
You are also like predominantly before this you were like a 2-baton weapon fighter. So you are still sort of getting used to the idea of a single sword. But within like 5 minutes you've got it down pretty packed that you just have to be a bit more mindful of your movements and whatnot. And if you're using it on that chair, make an attack roll.
That's not as bad as what I thought. 17.
17?
Just cleave off a leg. I mean, I'm not trying to like...
You part it down the middle, and then it's just kind of standing there for a bit until it falls over and the wood is... oh no, it's a metal, not wood. And the metal is sort of... You can see the metal around where you sliced is like red hot.
And what is the color of the blade?
It's blue now.
It is blue?
It was yellow before, but they made some modifications and put it through a few color lenses to make it blue. It's kind of like a nice, sort of almost the color of the minis.
So I'm going to actually, because I imagine that my sword breaks down because it can't be, it's this big, the one I was using.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of mess with my droid so I can get the handle, so I can ask him to kind of mod the handle into like a sword type.
Sure, yeah.
So that's all I want to do is like just, and the rest of
if-
it can go back on the drone.
If you bring the sword that you already had back to the crew chief, he says that give him an hour or two once you guys get actually into space.
Yeah.
Because then he'll have some free time, and he can probably just basically, you can squish a few things together and then slap it inside this handle.
Yeah, so that's what I'll do. I'll leave the handle out to give to him. Because, I mean, I know that this blade, it's long, and my drone is not that long, so it
Yeah.
probably breaks down. So I just kind of take the handle
The
out.
blade it's kind of like the
A
chain,
folding?
kind of like the chain sword from Pacific Rim, where it
that's
folds
really
out
cool.
like that, except it's a one-edged blade instead of a 2-1.
So, yeah, so I'll just take the sword out and get the drone back up and
Yeah, it's
walk
simple.
over and show Andy, and he'll tell me that he'll work on it once we're in open
Yeah,
space.
they're gonna work on it once you guys are
Perfect.
out in open space and whatnot.
Ask if he has a name for this weapon.
Not yet. At the moment, it's just sort of unnamed energy melee weapon prototype, Mark 1. Not a lot of ring to it.
We have the Empire Strikes Back. Do we watch
You
it yet?
have Empire, yeah.
How about calling it a beam saber?
It's an accurate statement. Go ahead.
So I thank you for his help.
Yes, you now have a lightsaber basically waiting for you.
Copyright reasons, that's why I said beam saber.
Yeah.
But
That's what they call.
and
That's what
in
they call
Gundam.
them in Gundam.
I know that was the other joke.
But yeah,
I'll check in with Dara. Say hi to Fluffy.
yeah, everything's good.
My kitty.
Your
My winged kitty.
has wings.
Steal your cat.
You will die.
You are gonna have to make an animal handling check when you do it. Everyone does.
It loves me.
Yeah, everyone's also rolled weirdly good.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything's fine.
Everybody except the dark side
Okay,
loves
what's
Bob.
still your cat? Can I borrow your cat occasionally?
Honestly, I'd leave it on the ship. So when it's on the ship, feel free to play with it as much as you want.
But yeah, Dara's good, Cat's good. It pretty much hops up into your arms.
Oh,
I love my kitty.
But yeah, unless there's anything else you guys wanted to do before leaving the station, getting out into open space,
I'll give a call to Solo, see how he's doing, how's the shop.
rings for a while, and then he picks up. Hello, who is this?
This is Ron.
Oh, okay, good. The authorities haven't been too happy with the fact that I'm harboring so many dangerous tools on the station, so I was afraid I was going to have to threaten violence upon someone again.
Try to avoid that, my dear friend. Just figured I'd ask, are you going to be on is this your new primary station, or?
Yes, my friend, I am setting up shop here, and, you know, my cousin is taking care of the shop back home, and I figure intercolony, or interplanetary colony space is pretty good living, all things considered. My accent is failing on me.
It's fine.
It's a good accent, though.
Right? That was a good Frenchman.
Yes, I'll be setting up shop here, and probably in a few months, once the shop is doing well, I'll head inwards towards Earth to set up a shop there and do a bit of franchising and whatnot. And I have hired on some security given yesterday's incident. And no, that doesn't go there, you idiot! Over there! Crash. Okay, I need to go. Safe travels. And
Take care, Solo.
and there's an abrupt click.
Alright. The last thing I'll do is check in with the captain. Just about our exit time from the station, usual
They're
stuff.
leaving within the hour. It's gonna be pretty much just like a 2-day hop over to the next colony, just so they can check you into the part of space that's considered like Earth space.
Yeah, the Earth side.
Yeah. So you're probably gonna be in transit for 2 days, stop in for maybe not even a day, and then get on your way for a good stretch of uninterrupted travel.
Okay.
They're making final preparations, so you know everyone's been called back. Don't leave, or else we get left behind.
I'm going through these shitloads of stuff, of media, and trying to sort it all out. And
Yep, the
Yeah.
AI's been up all night transferring all the VHSs into digital, trying to restore them as much as it could.
Yeah,
And every time it finishes one, it puts it into circulation on the channel. And
I'm trying to
whatnot.
make up programming schedules and stuff like that.
The not fun half with the Media Empire. Now you're doing scheduling and.
Now, this is what you hire people for. But we haven't gotten to there yet.
But yeah, unless you guys had any other plans.
I'm doing this until something else happens.
All right, you do get word when the time finally comes that they're going to be taken off. As you're attached to the underside of the ship, there's nothing really you have to do
Exactly.
other than, in case of emergency, be prepared to undock from it.
Yeah.
Standard procedure, though.
I will check up on the Augmented Armor.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's got all the stats there.
No, I ordered another one.
Oh, right, because you rolled a fucking nat 20 talking to those guys.
Yeah.
Isn't that big boy behind you?
So
So a giant crate shows up for you.
I was making one that was like perfectly set up for him, like
Oh,
the augmented
okay.
armor to make it look like what he was looking for without it changing his outfit too much.
Oh, like an exoskeleton, not the armor, just the
Yeah.
upgrade for my suit.
Oh, sorry.
How's your hand?
Sorry.
Okay,
I'm
so
okay, but how's your hand?
Fine.
I have a grapple gun now.
Yeah, so that shows up. It pretty much has the same stats as that.
Okay. Same stats as mine.
Yeah,
Okay.
same make and model.
Just figure for the extra protection and.
Does it extend the amount of time, like, of EV's helmet suits?
Oh, yeah,
Since let's just say it has a more secure helmet.
Yeah.
So how long would that give me? Like 2 minutes?
I think you get 5 minutes off of a regular EV suit, so this is probably closer to like 10, 15.
Okay.
That's just until you run out of fresh air. You could probably still push a minute or two.
Yep. Okay. Sweet.
And only suffer minor brain injury for lack of oxygen.
I take care of my people.
He's a big moneymaker. You do see that the clips of the fight with the solar shade and all that stuff are really popular, and people don't really know how to react to this, and then they see Batman Forever and they're like, oh my god, it's the Thing.
I love that. It's the Thing.
Hey, it's that guy, except not. But yeah, at early
Heroes?
and in the early hours of the space colony's artificial day cycle, the Solar Coalition space frigate class ship, the Anchor, exits the hangar, enters into its highest traveling speed with hopes of getting to the next colony as quickly as it can, and you guys are once again in open space.
Fucking paperwork.
Once we are a decent ways out of the port, I'm gonna check in with Solo Command.
They
Just let them know that some rogue scouting unit of the Lunar Wraiths found us. The Executioner was one of them. He's now dead. I mean, he was, I'm sure, on their bounty list. So
the guys, you see, the guy over the radio was really happy to hear that he's dead, and then he goes back to his, like, very professional. A lot of military lingo that I don't actually know how to say and whatnot.
Stand it up.
He says they'll send a force to Colony 30 just to check things out, make sure there's no one still hiding out.
Sounds good.
And they'll maybe up the security at the next colony that you guys are headed to, just in case. They also do mention the Darksider space pirate attacks have been down since their horrifyingly one-sided loss when a 26-ship large Starfleet ambushed them and murdered the crap out of them.
I wonder how that happened.
So I let them
But
know
everything's
that.
good.
Sounds good.
You're set to arrive at the next colony probably within the next 2 days. And a couple hours out from Colony 30, there's a blip on the radar. See, sort of there's like a radar thingy here, since this is like almost part of the bridge. It picks up something close to you guys, like about as close as like a starship headed in the same way would be.
I call out to the captain and get have him reach out to the pilot if there's any known intercepting vehicles en route, and what is the size of this radar blip.
Pilot, flips a few switches, presses a few things, looks at a few screens. She says, "No, it doesn't look like any sort of intercepting ship. In fact, I don't think this is a ship.
Escape pod?
Oh,
I guess that's a more comparable way of putting
Just
it.
get an image of the space RV from Spaceballs.
That would be hilarious.
It's about, I'd say, the size of a small house.
Okay.
Flips a few more switches. Actually, like gestures for you to come over, and it
I do
shows a
walk
scan of basically a giant sphere, or not a giant sphere, but like a sphere just floating through space.
Any markings? Can we make out a radio
Or is it
beacon?
just like stark white.
It just, it's stark white, but it says the Cosmo.
So it is a stark white orb that just says the Cotswold on it.
Coswald? Okay. Is it, okay then. Are they, that doesn't look like they're on an interception course.
No, they're just kind of in the same area as you guys. The pilot does say that it can try to send over like a communications hail.
Yeah, I'll take it over at the, station. Because I know that this is kind of our little radio station.
The pilot flips a few switches and, Fee, what are you up to right now inside that thing?
I mean, she's just doing what she normally does. I mean, there's no way she's going to get the radio and stuff to work, right? Or can she try?
You can try.
She's gonna go and try to make the
So
radio
we'll say
work
like
right
the
into-
center console of like the piloting area of the Coswald sort of lights up and there's a few buttons. You could make
Gonna
a
push a random button.
make an intelligence roll to try to figure it out.
Intelligence?
Yeah.
How's a 7?
Not good. Uh,
Just push a random
so
button.
you press a random button and music starts playing. It's like Pleasant Elevator. Do 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 do. And as you're sitting on the bridge, you see that this is being broadcasted.
So I open up a channel, and the first thing I hear is
Do 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 do.
Okay. After I listen to this for a minute,
Like
we'll-
the pilot pretty much sent over unidentified craft. Please identify yourself. Are you with the coalition? What's going on? And they got elevator music as a response.
I have no
Are
clue
we on
any of
hold?
this is going on.
I'll respond. I'm not sure. I'll try directly. Unidentified vessel approaching anchor. Please state your title and purpose in this area.
Can I hear them saying this? Can I hear anything?
I'll say, yeah, you hear a very staticky voice come through and say that. You can make another intelligence roll to see if you can find the button to talk back to them.
11.
I'll make a luck roll. Okay. On an 11, you hit a few buttons. I see the lights turn off, turn back on. You guys see the orb kind of reorients itself a little. It spins a little bit.
I tell
and then
Jells and
after-
Bacons to get ready to
after
breach
about
if
a
we have to.
minute-
That is not a very
After
good
a
thing.
minute, you hear a communications thingy activate, as if someone finally managed to find the microphone button.
I'll open the
Set
channel.
off an alarm.
No, I don't set up alarm. I just said Jenkins and Reynolds. No, we haven't got
So-
there yet. I see a weapon, then it's the alarm, and
just
you can
barely
rip them
passed.
apart.
I have no idea this is going
But
on.
you have
Yeah,
you have
I know.
you eventually
I know, it's
find
not
the
paperwork.
microphone button, basically.
I'm like cursing silently the whole time. Just like, I know it's this button.
So once
Which
I
one
hear
is it?
the comm link shine, I'll click on
You
it.
hear the like shine of the comms turning on and then whatever you're actively saying right
Come
now.
on, it's one of these fucking buttons.
Basically, what fucking button is the fucking microphone again? What the fuck?
Ship pilot, can you hear me? Ship pilot, can you respond?
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hello?
Are you the ship behind this frigate right now?
Am I the what?
The ship, on the ship behind us.
I'm the Cosmo.
Okay, that's what the ship is called.
I can see the giant ship in front of me, right? Or did I turn so I can see
That's
it
who
right
you're
when I was
talking
turning
to.
around?
Yeah, I'll say you could probably see the massive starship with a
That you're just slowly gaining on.
Decent sized ship.
And then rotating.
yeah, you see a ship that's basically shaped like this, very large, and then it just sort of has like a smaller ship attached to its front, and then
It's all shiny and
what you
purple.
might think looks kind of just like a jet on its back.
It's so shiny.
It is very shiny.
She likes anything.
For security purposes, what is your purpose in this area? You're getting awfully close, you're just gaining on us, and we're on a Solar Coalition mission, so
You don't
just
know
wanted
what
to find
that
your
is.
purpose.
I don't know what any of it is that you're saying. I've been on this ship my whole life. I grew up on this ship. My parents are here, but you can't exactly talk to them anymore because they're kind of dead. But
Are you in distress?
I mean, I'm alone here. Does that count as distressed?
Can you set up, is there a side dock so we could set up, we could connect to the ship?
It could probably connect up to like the main door.
Coswald, that's the name of the ship, right?
Yeah.
Coswald, if you're willing to, if you are in need of aid, we can offer. You want to bring your ship down to our starboard side to dock with our main entrance door. If you're in distress and in need of help.
Can she try to work this
I'm
out
thinking
with
she's
me?
low on oxygen because she doesn't know what the Solar Coalition is. That's my thought, honestly.
Oh, would you have to roll to remember what a star sign means on a ship? Like
From
you
where
said-
she is,
Starboard.
do you actually look confused, like
She's in a
sound
round
confused?
ship.
Yeah, she's so confused.
Head
she's
to-
in a golf ball.
Head to the
If you want to give her hints,
right
just
side.
head to the side with the big anchor drawn on it.
I have a scavenger ship that can go and get her.
Yeah, but the last time I saw you go get something, there was nothing left to get after.
That was the AI that made that choice.
That's when I wasn't being nice.
I'll let you know. It looks like we have
She's
someone
just gonna
lost.
try to
So
go next to the
Yeah, you
ship.
can make a piloting roll. That's an intelligence roll.
yeah, I'll tell you to go to the side with the big anchor.
7.
All right, so
I'll tell the pilot we might have a
you can
ship
kind
in
of
distress.
see the Coswald now. It from
Oh.
a distance, it really just kind of looked like another star because it's a big white orb. But now you can sort of see it spinning. You see the name come around, and you see it. It basically like It's just kind of like,
spinning ball.
like if you guys hear, it's kind of like.
Yeah, I do tell you that. It looks like we have.
You want me to go get her?
Just kind of going back
If needed,
and forth.
I kind of feel like she might miss.
This is really fun for you though.
You're just bouncing around the ship having a ball.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
All right, I'll go get her.
I'll call Coswald. We have a our temporary use away ship
I'll
is
plug into the
gonna come
station.
in.
Hey, Codswald, this is Bob from What the Fuck Radio. How's it going today?
It's going okay. I'm kind of confused. I don't know how to work the ship.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's okay if I come over there?
Sure. I don't exactly know what the entrance is, though.
I'll find it.
Okay.
So,
Right,
yeah.
ship?
Yeah, we can try. So with that, the what the fuck disengages its mag locks, and you see a very sort of wide, very thick ship, sort of start to fly over. Think like the ship from Guardians of the Galaxy, kinda. Where it's that kind of big and bulky. Are you like gonna have the claws grab it?
I'm gonna turn on all the cool outside lights and
It's really pretty. It's this like nice dark metallic purple. It's got all these
Eyes are
cool.
glowing,
It's got all these
looking at the
cool
ship.
yellow lights on it.
yeah. I'm gonna bring out the arms just for like visual
The
effect.
front opens up and these two massive claws come out of it.
She's kind of paranoid about the claws.
As soon as I find the docking bay, I'm like, all right, let's dock up.
You can pretty much it takes a little bit because the ship is actively turning, but you can line up that sort of hatch you have on the floor with basically the front door of the Coswald. And it just sort of kind of like that tube they use on airplanes, but vacuum sealed
Yep.
together, so that it's a safe entrance and whatnot.
All right. If it's okay with you, miss, if you are willing to let go controls of the ship, we can take over and make this a little bit easier.
Sure.
Alright.
After she lets go of that, though, she's gonna go and put her helmet on in case she needs it.
Yeah. Okay.
Ship, you can connect with
her
their
boots.
systems, right?
Hmm?
You can connect with their systems, right?
Oh yeah, it's a very simple ship.
Oh, good. Download, take a look.
It took me 2 seconds. This is
I figured you were already done.
This is, I was monitoring the radio earlier. The upstairs people were talking about it, and it was kind of just like a really big escape pod.
Poor girl.
It's old, though.
Readings say it's probably nice on the inside, but
All right. Well, when we're all connected, open it up.
certainly not aerodynamic.
No.
But yeah, after there's some connectors that lock into place and a vacuum sealed pathway is created between the two ships.
All your power goes down and then comes right back up.
The lights sort of flicker a little bit, and that's kind of scary.
Looking around.
But then the door, which hasn't opened in a very long time, opens, and you can kind of see like upwards into. It's very
Into a tube.
it's very confusing because you're looking forwards and seeing what you'd basically be seeing if you were underneath their ship.
And then I'll send a drone down.
A football-sized machine just sort of flies down.
Can she grab it?
Sure. A dexterity roll for wrangling this drone.
30-20?
You snatch this drone out of the air. It tries to wiggle some maneuvering thrusters, and
Hi, homunculus.
you see on the camera feed that it's just like.
Everything okay down there?
She's just gonna look at it now.
This is a
What the fuck?
really weird machine. It's like this big, kind of oval shape. It's got a big eyeball on it.
Oh god. It's definitely
Yeah.
not nanotechnology.
One of the generic ones.
Yeah, it's got a camera that looks like a big eyeball on it, basically. It's wiggling around.
Hi. She's looking into the eyeball.
You see like an extreme close-up of her face, basically, into the camera.
So, are you in need of any food, supplies? You look like you're kind of marooned here. How long have you been in here?
I was based on this ship.
Oh, dude, I feel you. So you have no clue what's going on out here, huh?
No.
Oh, man. So what do you want to do from here?
I mean,
I've been okayed with rescuing you, so I can take you onto our ship. My ship or their ship.
I don't know how to operate this ship. Could I go with you guys?
Yeah, do you want to take your ship? You want to leave it? What do you want to do?
How do I take my ship?
Your ships are linked right now.
Yeah.
You can pretty much just.
It's up to you.
Escort it
I can
back.
either salvage it down into parts, or I can tow it.
Could we tow it? Can we keep it?
Ship? Can we tow it?
You're all linked up with it, so the claws would pretty much just reorient to like hold on to it and make sure it wasn't going anywhere, and then you could fly it back to the ship.
Okay.
Yeah, so you see the big claws just sort of come around and just click onto the side, lock into place, so you're stable and not like rotating or anything.
Okay.
And
She's
then
gonna
the
let
ship
go
will
of the
position
football thing.
her ship to one of the bays on the big one to position to lock it in so she doesn't have to drive it.
You pretty much just drive up next to the anchor. So you sort of turn on your side, and the side of her, the bottom, pretty much just clicks onto this main door right here. And after the connection is made, a little hatch on the floor, kind of like 10 feet away from that door, opens up. And you can see into a very shiny, very fancy-looking starship.
So now the anchor has a big ball.
So she can like look up into it.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's looking up.
I'll kind of walk to the doorway.
It's shiny.
You walk
Shiny
through, and
things.
immediately the two ships' gravity kind of pulls you in a direction.
Should I make an agility check to like
Yeah,
grab on
make a
something?
dex save as you cross from one ship of artificial gravity into the other.
While this is happening, I'm
23.
repositioning my ship to...
23.
Yeah, so you kind of slide a little bit. If you had rolled really bad, you pretty much would have been completely disoriented, fallen on your face, and... But you rolled really high, so you could sort of slip and then just land.
Practice my Batman pose.
Yeah, superhero landing, basically.
I'm bringing my ship around to port and
Yep,
dock at the other...
You can bring your ship back down to click back into its
Yep.
little spot.
That'll take me a little while.
But you see, as you enter the Coswald,
Yeah.
as you enter the Coswald, you see,
I have Jenkins and Reynolds waiting at the edge of my ship, mind you. I am not a fool.
we have two of these.
Yes.
You see, yeah, this is a pretty old sort of vessel. You think it might be sort of like a escape pod to a really big frigate that might have been retrofitted into more of a ship.
Oh, and the drone stayed with her.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
So
you're
I-
still holding
so-
onto the drone.
So I can see this. If she lets go of it, it'll just float next to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She let go of it so it can float around.
It sort of shakes a little angrily and then just sort of hovers 2 feet away from you.
Scans her entire ship.
Doesn't notice the two dead bodies.
Yeah,
in
you-
the ship.
Oh, I do.
Oh yeah, the
I have a
camera.
full
The
inventory.
camera clocks 2 dead bodies laying on some sort of slab-like structures. They're in like spacesuits basically.
Yeah. As we're
It
doing
sees them through the visor, and you
I'm
see.
doing a quiet voiceover.
It's almost comical. You see skeletons.
The orphaned in space. The sphere
Oh no.
that traveled across.
It's gonna be like
light
one of
years.
those shows where they find a kid that was raised in the wild. But yeah, you see like a really the ship is like extremely basic. This is the bare necessity you'd probably need. For,
And I
like,
mean, it's been
for like
lived in.
in space living.
Yeah, so.
You know, it's got some systems in it. Like, you know, it recycles air and purifies it. It produces some water. There's like a really big stash of like really bland food substitute bars, basically.
So you.
That-
Outdated.
That is, they're very stale, and also you can tell that it's kind of a dwindling supply.
Hello there. I'm Sergeant Major Rand, the Chief of Security for the Anchor. Are you okay? Injured or hungry? Do you need medical care of any kind? I call back for Gilda.
I'm not.
For either food or medical care, bring both. Bring a medical kit and.
Gilda rushes in the door with like a package already ready.
Oh my god.
You smell nice.
So you
fresh
see
cooked
kind of a
food.
shorter, older lady walk in with like a package.
She is now staring at the older lady.
She opens it up and it's like a really fancily made sandwich and
Fresh food.
and a soup and a drink of some sort of variety.
That's cool. I'm pretty sure she hasn't seen normal food in
You can tell it's
Why?
food, but it's weird looking food.
what is that?
This is
It's not
Gilda's.
cubes or paste.
Yeah.
This is actually made food. Specialty items that are organic-ish.
Oh, this is all fully organic duty.
There's one magic refrigerator. I don't actually say
Yes.
that, but yeah.
She's gonna offer you one of the bars that's dated from decades ago.
It's it's dated like 15
I am
years
not going
ago.
to eat this.
My droid scans it.
As you hold
and
it,
then
it feels
says,
like you're holding a
expiration
brick,
date.
basically.
"This is not safe for human
I gently put it
consumption."
down. I gently put it down, and I'm like, I am full, thank you though, but you should eat this. This is much healthier for you. I motion Gilda forward with the box.
She sets the box down like on the table.
Go ahead. Do you need any medical care? I kind of motion for Gilda to hang out in case. Are you injured? Any scrapes, bruises, broken bones, dislocations, anything?
No, I'm not. She's not injured in any way, right?
Not-
Scan shows that she's in
You're
full.
fine.
Scan shows that she's in full health. Unfortunately, the other two are far beyond any type of healing.
They've been deceased for probably,
decades.
yeah, a couple decades,
Like
20-ish
since she was in her
years.
teens, yeah.
Oh yeah, so
20-ish years.
so 20-ish years.
Okay.
They are like full skeletons. Like it's almost comical. They're like
As the ship
clean.
accidentally leaves through some of my narration. Stranded within the sphere, the bodies of her dead parents floating in the back. Her only company. And yet she existed. And
Sad violin
survived,
music.
And even thrived. Until the day, and finally, she came. And was met by the Solar Coalition.
So
Sad violin music is
I'll
playing.
give you a
It's,
firm
it's
handshake.
as dramatic as
Right, but
possible.
stick. At least what it looks like. It looks like it's moving.
I'll just acknowledge that without saying anything. So are you?
Did I tell them about the modifications to her that
You can describe your character if you want.
What do I say?
you see that she is human. You can see that she's definitely human, but you see that she has pinkish skin with purple eyes, and the eye colors doesn't look normal.
So like bright purple or something, like
Bright
something that's
purple.
not gonna be human.
Like electronic, yes.
Okay,
Thank you, Homunculus. Homunculus says that the music is so fitting. I love it.
it's a good playlist.
It's nice to have it again after last session.
She has. You don't know the length of it because it's tucked into her suit, but she has salmon colored hair that looks
So
long.
red hair, pink skin, purple eyes, and red lips.
Yep. That's what you're greeted with.
So what? How did you get out here? You don't. I mean, you
I
didn't.
have no idea.
So what colony are you from?
The cause wrong.
This ship is all you've ever known?
Yes. I haven't been
going on?
beyond
Yes,
the
it has
ship.
been
This
forever.
was my parents' ship from back when they were teenagers, when they became a couple.
Well,
Kitchen if you want to meet them.
I gather they're
Oh, wait,
over
so
there.
you tell them about your parents?
Yeah.
If you want to make a history roll.
Nat 20.
So in a nat 20, the name kind of clicks. If you're okay with me improvising a bit.
Go for it.
The name clicks. The Coswalds were kind of revolutionary. They pretty much revolutionized nanotechnology as it's known in the way that, the Coalition got that technology and they used it for like really cool armor and stuff like that. But the way they made it, it was just sort of a general purpose, like use nanotech to make clothes that can be modified on like the fly, or like cool masks and stuff
I am
like that.
so glad I downloaded your mainframe.
And then one day, after they were offered a particularly hefty military contract that they turned down, and then the next day they vanished.
That was when Charlotte wasn't born yet. So.
Yeah, you don't remember any record of them having a child or any extended family or anything like that.
But I was familiar with the case.
The name is familiar. Working in the Coalition as you do, most people recognize the name.
Something we wanted to learn in the academies and everything. Just
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was basically a cold case, right?
Yeah, they just sort of
Vanished.
they vanished. A lot of people probably think the Coalition like silenced them or something.
Please do. It's available on YouTube. You can watch the videos on YouTube. I think they're all there. Yeah, they're all there.
They're all there.
Oh, yeah, and she's wearing like mitts too, like oven mitts.
You see, her outfit is very much not like a space jumpsuit or anything like that. It's just kind of
It's fabric sewn together to look like a spacesuit.
yeah.
I motion over to Gilda. You want to head
That's
into
pretty
storage and grab her a female jumpsuit.
Why don't we bring her under the ship and see what we can do?
If you feel comfortable, what's your name, by the way?
Oh, my name's Charlotte, but my mom liked to call me Cherry. So you can call me either.
Okay, so, Cherry, if you don't mind. Just because you've been on this ship a very long time, it sounds like, would you like to come onto ours, get yourself settled, get you comfortable? We can help you out in a few ways, because you seem like you're just a castaway. Would be the definition military standard. She was a castaway.
Yeah, no.
You know, so I'm like...
It's not uncommon to kind of find people like this out in space.
Finding them alive is what's rare, you
Finding
know?
them alive is definitely rare.
So,
Most times it's kind of like the parents, where
It's-
you find skeletons in a suit and then logs of them living there for a while.
And if we follow, if you don't mind me kind of improv a little bit, like, there would be a castaway stipulation among the Solar Coalition. Like, if you found a random person, you'd
Some
be
people
compensated.
do just like to drop off the face of the galaxy.
Or if you were attacked from a ship and you were just a random away ship you found, would be the same. It'd be called the castaway. Even in the U.S. military, we have
Yeah,
that.
so it's not an uncommon thing. It's
Yeah.
just the first time you've encountered it.
It's not that far off of what I was.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Only difference is you guys didn't find him. He got found by just some random junkers.
But by all rule, we'll be able to take care of you until you have some type of purpose beyond just traveling in space. It's not going to be good for you to travel. The lunar rates are around, so traveling alone, you might find either terrorists, pirates, or whatnot. So you want to get settled.
The terrorist pirates.
There's the
She doesn't know anything besides nanotechnology.
Let's get you inside. Bring that box for the good food. It
Am
is
I
good,
docked at this
tasty.
point?
She's
Huh?
gonna
Am I
pick
docked
up
at
the
Oh
this
yeah,
box.
you were docked like probably a
She's
minute
wearing
after she was.
heels.
It's a pretty
Right,
good.
then I'll
They're like
come up then.
makeshift high
Yeah, so you
heels.
come up through
I'm
basically
curious.
the hatch that's inside of a broom closet in the actual ship over here, and then you can walk over and
So
So, the guy that stared down at you from the other ship with all the claws appears in his flamboyant hat and cloak. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Anchor, right?
Yep.
That's the ship's name?
Yep.
Okay.
Hi.
So, you've been out there for your whole life, huh?
Yeah.
You
So
saw
she's
my
gonna
station.
Offer him one of the bars too.
He'll take it.
Slowly holding it up.
it's
This looks...
it's basically a brick and a wrapper.
Okay. This looks... I'm going to save this for later. Thank you. Here, why don't you try one of these? And I'm just going to reach over and grab something edible off of one of the nearby tables for her.
Just like a cube of cheese.
Yeah.
She's gonna take it.
Yeah, try this. It's cheese.
It's rectangular, so that's familiar, but it's orange.
She's gonna look at it questioningly. It's orange.
it's very edible.
I take it from her. I take a small bite off of it, and I hand it back to her.
She'll take it and eat it. Doesn't trust anything.
Welcome
This
to
is
cheese.
the most delicious thing you've ever eaten in your life.
Oh wow.
Gilda, can we get her a
Like,
chocolate?
I'd almost make you make a wisdom save to not cry. Like,
I can.
if you want to, sure.
You've been living off brick dust for a while.
How is a 60?
Yeah, okay. You gotta stifle back some tears. This
Gilda,
is...
can we make her a chocolate truffle?
Gilda's gone. She just jumps, basically. She like does that like slide that in cop movies people do over the roofs and things, but over the counter basically, and then she's immediately to
Oh
work
my
making
god, girl,
something.
your tongue is about to experience an orgasm.
She's now confused. You can see a clear confused look on her
Okay.
face.
So, this is one of my drones that's been following you. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the one that she harassed?
It's the one that you grabbed.
Yeah. What, you like him?
Yeah, he's cute. And she's gonna like grab him again and start petting him.
Make another dex roll to grab it out of the air.
Nope. I don't think I get it. 11.
No, it goes up a foot or two. you hear a very you hear like a very annoyed kind of robotic sounding voice come up that's like, hey, hands off the merchandise.
It talks.
Yes, it's... So, you've been out in space for a while now. It's been quite quiet, hasn't it?
It's been really quiet. I was so confused when I heard like a loud beep or loud sound from the thing that I was controlling or pushing buttons on.
I am so sorry for you. I feel so sorry. I feel so sorry for all these people nowadays.
Man, the
So,
future
by the way,
sucks.
I'm Bob from What the Fuck?
She's gonna stick out her hand. I'm Charlotte.
Yeah,
I'm from the Cosmo.
yeah, I can see that. I hope you don't mind. I downloaded your mainframe and stuff. You've been through quite a ordeal from what little bit I've looked at.
I don't know what a mainframe is, but I don't mind, I guess. I don't know what it is.
My computer talked to your computer. So it found out what your ship's been through.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got logs on basically what this thing's been up to all these years.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of info. The highlight is like launch, new person, 2 less people, contact with you guys.
Yeah.
This is like a lot older than like even your ship was when you first got it.
So,
She's holding like a really thick-looking tablet just under her arm.
You see the tablet she's holding, and you're very confused as to what that is.
Uh,
That doesn't look like something that's been in service for like 100 years, probably.
is that something that you've had for a long time, Charlotte? I point at the iPad.
She's gonna look at it. Yeah, it holds the recipes for my nano makeup.
Oh, yeah.
nano makeup?
Yeah, I made makeup out of nanotechnology. It's what my lipstick is, and my skin, and my eyes.
Really? So what's the coolness that, what can they do?
Oh, which one do you want to learn about first? You want to learn about the nails?
Surprise me.
Okay. So, the lipstick slash nail polish can be used for nail protectant. It can, if you paint it on, it will last for 2 weeks. And it'll stay whatever color you want it to be for that 2 weeks. You can't get it off at all. And it protects your nails. If you use it as lipstick, it's the same thing. It protects your lips from being dehydrated or anything.
Wow, so nails and lips.
Yeah, it doubles as both. It tastes horrible though, so I wouldn't suggest it either. It's also most likely bad for your tongue.
Doesn't have to be good for you to sell well.
And then I have Nano Mascara. It's basically just little nanobots on a brush that you just brush through your eyelashes.
So you're using nanobots instead of just dyes and pigments?
She looks confused when you say dyes and pigments. And then I have this syringe, and she holds it up, and it has the bright purple liquid that matches her eyes in it. And this I call dye for your eyes. So
Sam, make a roll. Like an intelligence roll real quick.
Probably not. 6.
This shit's weird. You think that this is like really weird, really advanced
if you
stuff.
want perfect 20/20 vision, and at the cost of torturous pain for the next 3 days on your eyes, this is good for you.
Jenkins?
It'll last for a year.
Jenkins is there.
It'll give you any sort of eye color you
Yes, sir.
want.
What's up?
There's one con though. At the end of the year, you may go blind.
So you need some work with your R&D.
Yeah.
So what prompted you to make this stuff?
Oh, my mom and dad were nanotechnologists. They were very professional, and they taught me about nanotechnology.
I think we're going to get along beautifully.
I don't just anything nanotech I can help with it, but she's gonna point to the cosmos behind her. As you can see, I'm not good at anything else.
Oh, neither am I. Don't worry about it.
Your ship does use nanotech for some of its self-repairing and self-reconstructing stuff. So
And then she pulls out another two more large syringes. One has the bright pink nano liquid that looks like her skin, and the other one has the salmon one that looks like her hair.
So can you change colors?
Yeah. It does involve a process though, but I can change the colors if you want dye for your eyes, or I can dye your skin.
No, not for me personally. I'm okay.
She's gonna look at you, like.
I'm gonna say you just
It
kind of
sounds very interesting.
realize that like
That's all he'll say.
with proper focusing, this kind of technology could be extremely dangerous, powerful,
Yep.
universe-changing potentially,
Yep.
with the level of modification that it would allow.
Yeah.
See my mom wears stuff like this that was on her face, except hers was more of a powder, and it dried out easily. It's not edible either.
No, this stuff's not edible. I actually know what you're talking about. It's called makeup. Okay. Back in my day, they used to do tutorials where people would just go for hours on how to put on makeup. Come to
I
think
make
of it,
it
I don't
pretty
think I've seen
simple.
anybody wearing makeup. Have I seen anybody wearing makeup?
We never really talked about it.
roll for makeup, I guess.
Do you have anyone here that likes
For my
makeup?
perception, we're looking at a whole 7.
Do they want new eyes?
In the
11.
time you've been awake in the future, you haven't really noticed anyone wearing, like, maybe they've worn, like, more subtle things, but nothing, like, flashy or whatever. You can make a roll if you want.
Well, the only thing I remember is that Dara did get all dolled up when we went on our date.
All right,
but
yeah.
that was like a specific occasion, not like
So
average everyday makeup.
as a military guy,
Special occasions.
yeah, special occasions, but it's not all that common in the future, mainly because it's not really...
Did she wear makeup, though?
That's what I remember the description.
Mainly because it's like,
But-
you know, the coalition is very like efficiency, and it's like, this is not efficient to spend time on this stuff.
Yeah.
So we're just not going to really do it. It's not illegal, it's not banned, it's not even really like an extinct thing. Dara did put on like regular powdered makeup,
Have
Yeah.
the other
for your date.
colours
But
for
it's
your
not
eyes
common.
anymore?
but not like this. This
I'm
is like...
not personally interested in biological manipulation. Okay, at this point, I'm still having much more of an issue than I can even begin to describe, trying to grasp where I am and what's going on right now. My story's almost as fucked up as yours.
Oh, what happened to you?
I was frozen for 500 years.
Frozen?
Yeah. For me, last year was in the 2000s.
She's trying to think back. It's like, the 2000s was like years, right?
500 years
Centuries.
ago.
Yeah, centuries ago. She's gonna sort of look at you.
I'm an antique.
You're an old man.
Yeah, I'm a creepy old man. So,
Clearly not as old as my dad, though. So.
well, I'm older than your dad. And I'm still alive.
Oh no.
That's true.
I'm sorry, that was probably pretty hard.
Take psychic damage. No.
Water.
So,
Emotional
What-
damage.
this is what would you like to do with your ship at this point?
Well, it would be rude to get rid of my parents forever home, because they died in there. Could we keep it?
Yeah?
I mean, could you can use parts of it for parts if you need it. I don't know. What you
As a
mean?
suggestion, when we get to the next colony, we can intern your parents properly and give them the permanent resting place. Your ship is pretty outdated, and honestly, unless you want to go on your own, there's really no point in keep holding on to it. But we can actually give your parents a permanent home at a stable location and give them an honor thing if that's your concern.
That'd be nice.
Or if you want, I'm pretty sure I could have my ship build you a room out of the parts from your ship on mine.
You think that probably the next colony you'd be able to probably put together some sort of ceremony that would involve like you could probably like lay both the parents and the ship to rest like together. Much less sort of like a not like burying them, but probably
We
sort
kind
of
of
like
make it into a tomb.
like a Star Trek launching them off into space sort of thing.
So after
Maybe
you
Vikings
strip
down
everything
here,
out
and
of
then
it, we
you
put
shoot
them
And
in
then
the
you
husk
fire a
and send them
torpedo
out.
at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
no, we
parents
can do
would
that at the
want
colony.
it. We can torpedo them.
I motion over to
Depends if
Jenkins.
you know what a torpedo is.
Yeah.
I motion over to Jenkins and I tell
Jenkins
him.
has just been staring in disbelief.
I
this
know.
whole
That's why
time.
I'm telling him to stop doing shit.
You just see like this really scrawny guy who looks like he's so confused.
Just gonna offer him one of the bars too.
If he eats it.
Jenkins takes it. He unwraps it. It's like, this is food?
Yeah. I eat it all the time. It is kind of hard on your teeth though.
Ah. 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 Crunch.
Crack tooth.
Good. You see, he walks out with his hand over his mouth, and you just see a little bit of blood. And she like comes out of the back with like a half-made cake, and she's like, "Oh dear," and puts it down, grabs the first aid kit. Immediately starts doing first aid. He spits out the chunk of bar, and it's like red.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know to do that.
It's okay. I need to go to the dentist anyways.
It's fine. Jenkins is he's doable. I motion over casually and I call out Reynolds.
He's trying his best to not cry.
I call out Reynolds and I ask him
Reynolds
to
is at attention.
prepare the two bodies in there. He's going to, and I let you know, the two bodies.
The skeletons.
Sure. He's gonna prepare them, wrap them in a official Solar Coalition
Basically, in a
body
in a
bag.
body bag. Yeah.
Just so that we can clean out your ship and get it ready for their final resting.
Okay.
I mean that. Like, I mean that's in space code. Like,
Yes, sir. And he runs back.
Gets
He gets a
you.
few of the engineers and just a few general staff and brings
It's
us up.
important to note that like the whole floor of the Cosmo was just covered in those wrappers for that bar.
They sort of shuffle in
covered.
and
clean up.
you
And
hear a few exclamations from the people because
I
it's
do
just,
I do say Reynolds. I send him a message directly. Any of those squarish protein bars, bag them and burn them immediately. As I'm.
As I'm sitting through,
You see
to
him.
have my drones
You see him.
come
He
in.
gets the thing on like a wrist comm. He looks at you with like fire in his eyes, and he like nods, like
You're not gonna have any of those left. Like the
As
ones
you're-
on you.
as
will
with
take
pleasure,
them.
sir.
As you're nodding, like 5 more drones come up out of my bag and then go into hers.
Yeah, so they're
and
like
they're just collecting all the trash.
they're like they're like, you know, there's 5 people in here like handling the bodies with care. They're being very respectful. They put them in these like navy blue sort of body bags, and then they carry them out of the ship. If that's okay with you.
It's okay, she's just gonna watch them.
Yep. They bring them to basically the
Storage rooms.
She's still slowly
basically
munching on the cheese.
over to this room, which is kind of a general purpose.
Yep.
Do you have room in your ship for her, or or should I make her a room?
We have enough beds between the
there's a
ships.
spare
so
bed.
There's a spare bed for her here.
Okay, so then you could sleep in their ship.
Okay,
Um,
thank you.
I motion over to you
Immediately,
because
your
it's actually the
drones-
girls' door.
Your drones all fly in, and they immediately like
That's where
scan
Dara,
everything, and they start collecting
this
things.
one, and
At
now
one
you.
point, Reynolds and one
females get
of the
along.
claws,
Girls?
one of the claws comes out and
Yeah.
grabs one of
Do
the
they
bars
like
as
makeup?
Reynolds grabs one of the bars. And
I
they basically do tug
don't
of
know.
war
You
for a
met
second.
Yelda, the cook, and I looked at her and I say, I don't think makeup is her cup of tea. It's part of her job. And then the scientist, secretary, and then my girlfriend.
As you gesture to Gilda, you see that Jenkins's whole mouth is like wrapped up at this point, like with bandage,
Damn it, Jenkins!
and he's just sort of like.
So then I often take you on a tour of the ship, and I'll walk you through the whole ship, down engineering in the science lab, which is down this way. I think this is kind of a female dorm. That's where Dara and
Yeah,
the
like
scientist.
these ones and these ones.
Yeah,
and
there's
I
female
think that's
dorms,
kind
so.
of a comparable number.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Actually, yeah, the pilot too. So it's all 6 of those. Yeah, they're both rooms.
he takes you through the ship, and it is really strange. Everything is shiny and like silver with a lot of like white lights and a few like bright yellow lights. The doors are
She's
all
looking around.
the doors are all automated. Like yours was pretty much just a door that opened in with like a big latch and you could seal. These are like they lift up and stuff like that. There's a big like window with a bunch of fancy lights on it. Like you know some of the advanced tech that the future has to offer, but like this is really weird because this is decades, maybe even close to a century more advanced than the Coswald was.
Yeah. He's just looking around.
Um,
Such a big ship.
Yeah, and it's also gigantic. It doesn't have a whole lot of like living amenities to it. There's no couches or anything like that.
No, that's my place.
Outside of like some chairs in the common area where you entered, but it's kind of a really weird experience.
I let you know we're on route to Earth. Did your parents say where they're from? I mean, what did they give you any explanation on what colony or moon or?
Anytime I asked, they told me I didn't need to worry about it. They really didn't like talking about where that came from or why we were on the Cosmo.
Okay.
And all I knew was I could not go beyond the door.
Yeah, the vacuum of space is not very polite.
Yeah, they
As
told
I'm
me that
looking
I
on
would
my
freeze to death
thing
and break
to
apart.
try and find what her flight log was.
Huh?
I'm looking through her logs, her ship's logs, to see what the flight log, where they came from, and where they've gone so far.
Alright, make an investigation roll. And since you're using your ship, I'll say roll with advantage.
Good thing 'cause that 9 won't do it. That's cocked. Fuck. I'll go with the 9. Plus 2, so 11.
DC wasn't particularly high. They came from a colony very close to Earth. You can tell based on like just some general location tracking that they pretty much drifted around Mars and back.
They did a full
They did like
planetary
a-
rotation.
They did like a
so-
full planetary loop,
Yeah,
which is
I'll show
basically
you.
what you guys are aiming to do.
The screen of this is.
So they've been.
They came from
Yeah.
like colony.
Apparently, she was born when they were right about here. They died when they were. One died here. One died here.
So it's been almost 19 years according to the chart since. Wow. Acting completely normal in front of you because you're the guest we're talking
You
about.
just kind of see them muttering about stuff that doesn't particularly make sense.
So
She's just looking around.
You just keep seeing like different crew
I
members.
actually
who
do mention to
introduce
you.
themselves and stuff
I
like
knew
that.
the
She's
calls
gonna
walls.
nod
We
and
talked
shake
learned
her
about
hand
the
and
academy.
introduce herself.
There's a lot of like general staff,
nanotech
some
revolutionaries.
different people who are
Really?
like dressed in like
don't know what
like,
happened to
sort of
them,
overalls
and everyone assumed it was a
jumpsuits, and they
coalition
look
that did
kinda
them in
messy and
about
stuff.
100 years
They got like a lot of
ago.
tech on their belts.
Or how long ago
Um,
was it that the record said at the academy?
Huh?
How long ago was the Caldwell
Did these
situation?
people vanish?
Yeah,
I'd say they probably vanished about 50 years ago.
50,
Yeah.
not 100. My
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, 50.
Yeah, they
She's
vanished.
like 28. close
Yeah,
to
they vanished
50.
about 50 years ago.
That's what I tell you, and that they were supposedly genius micro.
At one point, there's the very
Ship.
it's kind of an
scan
elderly
thorough.
looking man with a very large beard and a
Well, I
shiny
even
bald
tell you,
head
so
and like
that
circular glasses.
once
and lead
it
scientist.
quiets down,
He introduces
strip the ship
himself,
frame
and then
its value.
immediately his eyes are drawn to the
Already in
different
process, man.
I know.
the concoctions and the nano stuff.
I'm not gonna lie, I see that as a future.
He's
my
like, "Oh, what's
costume.
these?"
I don't know what you're thinking, but I see costume.
Which one does he
I get a
point?
football that's gonna have my whole costume and
Is he
sword
pointing
in
the
it.
purple one? Is he
Oh, I
pointing
also
the
tell you
pink
that I
one,
spoke to the
salmon-colored
chief,
one, or the red
and
one?
Probably the purple
he's
one.
worked on his
Purple
beam
one?
saber. That
like,
was
"Oh,
my
what are
name for it.
these?
I look really
Are
proud.
these poisons?
Awesome.
No, they're not
After watching
poisons.
that
The
Empire
purple
Strikes
is
Back
pumped
one.
out of your eyes. So if you want perfect 20/20 vision, all you need to do is stay calm. Let me inject this into your iris, and then you won't go blind or like have blurred vision for the first 3 days. But after that, you'll have perfect 20/20 vision, and your eyes will be a brand new color for a whole year.
Well, that sounds positively amazing. However, there is a problem with that.
There is a few problems.
He takes his glasses off, and this is the first time he's taken his glasses off. He's always kind of had like that mad scientist shine to them.
Yeah.
But he takes them off, and you see his eyes are fully robotic.
Makes sense.
Ooh, that's cool. Just gonna look at
He
his
goes
eyes.
clink clink.
Wait, the lug nut walks up.
So this will not work on you.
Yes, I do believe that would make my eyes burst into flames, probably. And that's no good. It'll fry the old cranium.
It's made out of nanotechnology. And then she's just gonna go on and explain the other ones and stuff.
He is enthralled as you explain the sciences behind this. He's much more of a genetics guy, so the deep knowings of like nanotech he's a bit lost on.
Electronic recording.
But the chemical stuff is still really interesting. He's like, oh my goodness, I never thought of doing it like that. This will help in the fire-breathing duck experiment.
What's that?
You also hear him mention something about a
Fire-breathing duck?
You used to see me shaking my head.
Oh, do you want to see?
That's fantastic.
It is.
He
That would be
reaches
awesome
down to
ratings.
he grabs a cabinet. He then pulls out a cabinet, takes out a box that's like this big, clicks it. It's a duck.
Quack, quack.
One, two. There's 4 people present.
That was quack quack.
Sam, make a dex saving throw.
Not 20.
So it goes, you go quack quack. You see the duck's eyes narrow in rage.
It's just like the possessed.
It lets out what sounds more like a goose's honk, and then it lets out a whoosh of flame, basically. And you sidestep exactly at the right moment to just completely dodge it.
Dragon duck.
And then he kind of slams the thing shut, puts it back in the shelf.
None of the movies we mentioned were fantasy, right, from last session?
Godzilla 1985.
Not what I... So none of them are fantasy.
No.
So he asked you, what's a dragon?
That's a long
The
story.
fire breath kind of reminds you of that movie with the monster that you guys watched last
Like
night.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Except Godzilla was a giant lizard and this
Okay,
is a duck.
Godzilla was a kaiju, though. There's a difference between
She's just
kaiju and
roaming around
dragons.
the ship.
Oh, yeah.
Kaijus are primal.
They're deep in
Dragons
conversation
are
and you
more
just vanish.
intelligent than most
She's
humans.
gonna put the empty box of food
So like a
down
smart
next to
kaiju.
wherever she was
Yeah.
standing and then just start wandering.
Yeah, where
He,
do you want to
he
head?
acknowledges
Sort
that.
It's a long, involved.
Anywhere can.
I guess make a roll.
He just finds some of the words you say entertaining.
Just make a
Hundreds
general
of years
roll.
to
15.
explain it.
Out of
of
15, you end up
history.
on the bridge.
On the bridge.
Yeah, so you just, as you guys are discussing this, you turn around and notice she's gone. Like, you see like a door in the distance closing. And you're just sort of walking through,
Get
like
distracted.
looking at everything. You
okay,
pass
the
a few
drone's still
people,
following
you
her.
greet a few people, and then you press a button on a door. It opens, and you walk into this really small room with a lot of windows and 2 people in it.
She's looking around the windows.
Chair sort of spins around. You see like an older man with like dark black hair, those kind of like graying sides. Turn around and like, oh hello.
She's gonna start looking at his hair. I didn't think of using this for like type of color combo. She's looking at his hair with like the black and how you described the gray and stuff.
Oh, this is
This would be cool.
this is just how old people work. He points to the gray.
Yeah, my dad was really gray.
I don't know how to talk to you.
I'll come up at this point, probably with him. He's like, I should probably keep up from, falling into
He
the...
spins back around in his chair.
Yeah. Dude, she's talking to your captain.
Honestly,
He looks uncomfortable.
The pilot.
Come on,
The
Cherry.
pilot is holding back laughter.
She's gonna follow whoever called her.
So
So you leave the bridge with a very perplexed captain.
yeah, I called for you and just yep, that was the bridge, the captain of the anchor. I'm the chief of security, and this is our
I'm just Bob.
crew member / away ship captain. Technically, that is what you signed the contract for.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, although you haven't really had to.
We haven't had
it
maybe use it, but yeah, that's technically what the contract
I
said.
thought I signed a scavenging contract. Okay.
They were both. That was included
Whatever.
in it, but so I ask basically I tell you that your family was prepared properly with all respect, and we'll take care of.
They give
their-
you the location of the room where their bodies.
So you
are
can
placed.
always you have access to
So
that
you-
door.
You can visit if you'd like.
Can I have? Is that I don't need Jenkins to speak for this. That is the meanest thing I said today. But I motion over to him to get one of the comms from storage so that we can give her a comm so she can get through the ship.
He's like, "Woof, woof," and sort of runs down into that little in-between basement area between your ship and your ship. Roots around in a closet, and like 5 minutes later comes back with a very clunky, almost walkie-talkie-ish sort of communicator. It kind of fits with the way that your data pad looks.
She's gonna look at it. Does it hand it to her?
Yeah, he hands it to her.
Yep,
Just
I
staring at it.
let you know. It's a Armcom link. And so I connect it to the ship as I'm
You
doing
connect
this.
to the ship. You connect it to all of you guys.
She's gonna push a random button.
Yeah. How many crew members are there? Which one gets a beep?
So it rings. Zzz, 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 and you hear a familiar voice pick up. It's the captain. Like, hello, this is the bridge.
Oh, hello again.
Oh, greetings.
So that one's your number.
Oh no.
I close it for her,
Don't worry, I get all confused by this stuff all the time too.
and I eliminate the
So,
captain.
Let me make it the easiest way for
You
you.
grab it for a second.
You see that little
block his
drone
number,
that's
hand it
following you?
back.
Yeah.
Okay, it's yours now. I'll officially give it to you.
She's gonna
Okay.
look at the
Now,
drone.
the drone
It
is
kind of backs away when you say that it's hers now,
Yeah.
and then it like there's a double take at you.
now this one drone. It will still remain linked with my computer system. Okay, and it is still technically under my control, but it's for there to help you out. If you have any questions, ask the drone. If you need any help with anything, ask the drone. It's much more intelligent than you'll think it is.
She's gonna look at the drone. It will help if it came here and let me hold it.
Make a persuasion roll.
What would I do for that? Like
It'd be
charisma?
charisma, yeah.
We all go for the pets we want.
12. It's gonna sort of be like, come here, droney drone.
As
See,
I'm,
I rolled
as
really
I'm texting
high.
my ship,
Uh,
just please be nice to her and help her out a little bit. You know,
it,
this poor girl.
it just kind of stares at you for a solid minute of silence, and then it slowly just.
Moving inches forward.
It like inches towards you, basically.
Once it's close enough, she's just gonna pat it, and then that's it.
It sort of hovers up like next to your head, and
It's kind of its standard go-to position.
It's like another blinky.
Yep. And if you have any problems, just ask her for help, and we'll all hear you.
Okay,
So how's that for a communicator? A little bit better?
that works.
it's a lot more effective than the
So you now have a small
space
drone,
walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
and I will deduct it from my. Now I'm down to 9.
So you've got a small drone following you around. It acts as a communicator. It can hold small objects. And you can fully talk to it, too. It has his ship's AI in it.
I get her settled with a bed. Find one that's vacant.
You get her settled with a room. Dara helps up, like grabbing some just random supplies that they had surplus of. And...
While you're settling her up, I'll just let you know, if you ever feel bored or anything, you're welcome to come on down to my ship. We just kind of lounge out down there and go through all this media right now. Fortunately, you didn't seem to have too much on your ship. Must have been super boring.
I made nanotech makeup.
You do something to pass the time.
Imagine what would occur to her watching some of these shows now.
That's true.
Yeah, if you want to help us go through the media and stuff.
So we went through Batman Forever,
I'm just confused
Empire
when it says
Strikes
media.
Back.
Does she know what media is? Or does she not know what any of the new
So-
Abe stuff is?
Make a history roll, so like an intelligence roll.
A luck roll to see if you happen to find the What the Fuck channel before.
13?
Maybe like the music that your parents used to listen to before their devices broke.
She's gonna start like humming the song that she played when they first seen her ship.
Elevator
Yeah.
music.
Do I recognize it?
Sure.
Nat 20.
Yeah. So she starts humming in like perfect sync the elevator hold music.
I start singing along.
Worse.
I look confused because it sounds like an odd
Okay,
beat
wait.
to
Are you
me.
guys actually like going downstairs? Because that's going to then involve a roll.
If you want to show her, we're just hanging out
Okay,
at this
so
point.
as you guys head downstairs, Sophie, you need to make a con save.
21?
Okay. So
I got this.
you slide down this little ladder down into the inside of his ship, and immediately the air in here is spicy.
Spicy.
It is. This is the
We
weird.
smoke a lot of weed and then refilter it.
It's
It's
kinda
basically
hazy.
cloudy.
It's
She
kind of
looks
hazy.
confused when you say we.
The air is thick and it's got kick to it.
Is it like dusty or smoky? in the
Looks
room?
smoky. You're probably right about that. It's not
Hazy.
dusty.
Looks a little-
hazy.
Yeah, hazy or foggy.
Your computer. your ship is weird.
It's set up to my preferred environmental settings. Everybody else seems to like it too.
Okay.
It helps with the body and mind to create a relaxed atmosphere where we can all truly enjoy the media and
You can't contain his laughter
Brainstorm.
at that description. He's losing it.
It's almost like a ship-shaped environmental suit. But yeah, it's pretty much smooth sailing for you guys. The night goes well. You can show her whatever sort of lost 21st century media you want to. Or...
I'm not even sure how much we have, so it's whatever random shit
I
comes
just
up.
know we went through Godzilla, Empire Strikes Back, and Batman Forever. That's what I know we went through because...
You gave us one of the Avengers movies.
No, I gave you the whole MCU collection.
Oh, Christ.
Okay.
Which, of course, is like 20 movies longer than ours because,
Okay.
because like, this
I
is
am
in the
going
future.
to take a snippet of Iron Man suiting up and present that with the images for his outfit and my outfit to her, the tech guy upstairs with them, and if they don't give me a good positive feedback on a way to do it, then I will go back to the exosuit guys. What do you think?
I wouldn't go giving it to the exosuit
Nah,
guys
it's fine.
because that's like...
Things. So, you're downstairs and there's this screen displaying all sorts of weird things. All sorts of like people in weird looking costumes doing all sorts of incredible
Yeah, your
things.
reaction
and
the
then,
first time seeing the Avengers.
He
Looking. So
he at one
confused.
point he calls down like another person right in time as he presses a button and you see this clip of some guy in like a sweater and glasses like steps out onto like a road and he presses a button on his chest and nanotech sort of spreads over him and he's wearing red and gold.
She is now like staring at it like this, trying to understand the nanotech and how he did that.
Make an intelligence roll.
I mean,
Roll
this
with
is-
advantage.
with advantage,
because-
I was gonna
with
say,
advantage
yeah.
because this is nanotech. That's the rule we agreed to.
With it.
Good thing you had advantage.
You said intelligence?
Yes.
Okay, 18.
Yeah. You figure this is probably a lot closer to what your parents were doing. The whole makeup thing was sort of your idea.
Yeah.
Whereas they were a lot more like using it for clothing or for items and objects and stuff like that. Your dad had like glasses that could like reshape themselves into lenses and stuff like that.
Yeah. So while she's figuring all this out, you and I are talking right next to her. I'm like, see, now this is what I was kind of envisioning for your suit, if it could change from
Wait.
your solar.
On a nat 20, the crew chief that you called down, he looks at this, and then he looks at you, and then he's sort of like, I could do this if I had a bit of help from someone who knows this tech well.
We point. We just-
Would you be willing to work together on a project?
Sure.
It's sort of this guy here in like a flight
All right,
suit with a
while
big
you're
metal
here-
mask.
You want to try some dye for your eyes?
Okay, while you're here, and since you're here too, this would be the perfect combination. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
Yes.
Okay. There's no comms open for anyone else to hear us other than us in here. I am creating superheroes for the modern age. So that what you're seeing on this screen, I can make new ones of. Now, would you want to maybe be one of those adventurers? Going out there, helping the people that need help, bringing peace where there is war.
The crew chief is completely checked out at this point.
She knows the terms peace and war, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't really know what a superhero is. Well, you'd
Nobody
imagine
does.
it has the word hero in it, so you'd imagine it's like a good person.
I don't know what a superhero is. I know what a hero is, though. But that sounds cool.
Yeah, so,
I like adventures, I think.
is it okay if I tell her?
Sure.
This is the solar shade.
I just go to the channels and
That
switch
is.
to the channel so you see me with a sword beating people in a full suit of armor. That looks kind of like...
You see a figure that looks kind of like him, but wearing like a cape and a mask and a sword.
That guy looks really cool.
I just kind of hang my head
That's
a
the
little
whole
low about
point.
that.
See, that's the whole point. Now, if we could find a way to easily transition from that to that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
right
thinking to
now.
myself, I am that guy. But...
Okay, right now we have everything in a droid in one of the drums.
It's like, no, sorry. I thought of that joke earlier today. and
Emotional damage.
I'm just gonna keep making it.
Okay. Sorry, man. This is part of the whole twofold personality thing.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yes, we know that that and that are the same thing.
Oh, I know, I know.
Inside, but on the
I'm actually
outside.
saying it out loud, but...
You're well aware of a secret identity is because you watched Batman.
He loves Batman.
What do you think? You want to join?
Sure.
Okay.
An adventure sounds cool.
Then you're gonna have to make a cool costume for yourself too.
She's just gonna do like a sort of spin with the one she's having. I have this one. My mom helped me make it. It is a bit tight though. I made it when I was like 12 with her, but
I'm gonna show her my 3D printing setup.
So there's this sort of manufacturer thing. It's very much kind of like a 3D printer, but it works with like not just plastics, like cloth and stuff. Tinkered with it. Probably works in nanotech with it.
she's gonna start looking for a place on the machine to put the needle for her nanotech.
You gonna let her tinker with it?
You see her holding a needle. You see that has nanotech in it.
Shiv, you want to help her out a little bit?
You hear like a very mechanical, and then immediately some things start popping apart and going into place. And
Yeah, pay attention. You might learn something.
I'm gonna say make another intelligence roll with advantage. Try to see if you can't get this set up to have the shit make one too.
14? I rolled a 12 and then an 8.
Takes a little bit. Takes like an hour to get it set up because this is still unfamiliar. You're adding familiar technology to unfamiliar technology. But after about an hour, yeah, her and the ship kind of managed to turn your 3D printer into a nano machine 3D printer.
Well, while she's helping you do that, could you take notes about what she's doing on the blocky tablet she has?
Oh yeah, totally. As the parts of the 3D printer come apart and you see like, okay, so this is how this mechanism works, and oh, it superheats this and does that and this, that, and the other thing. At one part, the ship links up to it because the ship does. You realize the ship actually uses some nanotech for its own repairs and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
And by the end of it, you're a decent bit more familiar with how technology outside of the orb ship works.
Education.
Yes.
So she's just made a fantastic scientific breakthrough. Just kind of casually.
I'm just doing paperwork in the background.
I'm watching TV shows. But I do summon my droid down, and I actually... Can I have it just not deploy on me, but deploy?
Yeah, so part of it, you see he has sort of like a... It's sort of bigger than the one that's been following you around, but another drone sort of flies out, and the back of it sort of folds open, and you see the outfit from that video folds out.
It's cool.
Yep, my costume.
Coincidentally, this is when the crew chief pops back in, and he tosses you the newly rebuilt handle to the plasma saber.
Does it change the stats at all?
No change to stats. It just looks different now.
Okay.
Is it blue?
It's bright blue now.
The concept before I had it molded to the right shape was... That's one thing I checked. I'm like, it's blue. Does it still smoke? Does it still smoke? Because that was built into the original sword. Or is it just a lightsaber now?
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me make one more.
No, it would definitely smoke in this one because it would be vaporizing the atmosphere around it.
Yeah, so
it's really hot.
it actually does look a little different now. Before it was very much just handle, click, sword. Now it does have a little bit of, beyond the handle, a little bit of thing that the energy is filtered out of. So it's got a little bit of solid in there, meaning you could actually probably match blows with a physical weapon with it if you wanted to. But then the plasma would probably cut through it after a good second.
So it's got some weight to it now.
It's got a bit of weight to it. It'll be easier to handle, and yeah, especially down here, you can see around it a little bit of steam and smoke.
Awesome.
Which I guess, given that this air is like 50% weed, is probably a good thing.
Probably. So awesome. So I just tell you that this is my costume as a solar shade. That be kind of cool if I could have a smaller container. Like for it, the drone. So using nanotech to make it smaller, or at least
Did you
more.
take her helmet off and try to put the drone into her helmet? See if it works. You see her take off the glass helmet that has cat ears like built into the helmet, and
The
she's trying
drone
to
is a
put
good
the- put the-
twice
put
as
it
big
in.
as your helmet is, so you sort of clink the two together.
It's a learning curve. Is all I say out loud. It's a learning curve.
She's trying.
An attempt is made.
She's gonna look at the smaller one floating near her. Is it big enough to fit in the helmet?
Probably. Part of it might stick out.
So, yeah, other than that, yeah, I'll let them do their thing.
But I will say, with this newly modified nanotech 3D printer, you guys could probably just fabricate a lot of different types of items that you might want, whether it's clothes or parts to certain things. The ship does mention it'll make some repairs easier because it'll just be able to like create the part and then install it rather than trying to like grow the part into place.
Fantastic.
So if you guys wanted to make outfits,
Welcome to the crew.
stuff like that.
Would you prefer a room on my ship or theirs?
Wherever
Oh,
there's-
I should introduce you to other people that live here too.
There's other people on the ship? How many people are on the ship? How many people?
A lot.
On cue, you see a hatch open like 5 feet away from you, and a extremely tall man steps out, like 9 feet tall, metal legs and sort of waist, big sort of blocky metal jaw and some other tech in his head. He sort of steps out, and it looks really spooky until he hits his head on a light, and he's like, "Ow,
She's gonna start laughing.
Hey,
when
big
she
guy.
sees that.
hello."
How's the comet doing?
Oh, we're sort of running out of room down there. I've had a lot of time to tinker.
I need a bigger ship.
You can take a look if you'd like. We've done a lot of.
I look forward to the surprise on the next match.
We've done a lot of modifications. It's a bit bigger, a bit stronger. I managed to fit something else into its other hand, so it's not just right-handed anymore.
You'll see. Big fighting robot.
By
the way, this is our new.
oh, this is a new person.
Yep.
Hello, sorry. The robotic eyes kind of make everyone look kind of similar.
She's gonna stick her hand out. I'm Charlotte.
He sort of leans down, and he's like a human fleshy hand, but then like at his wrist, there's even more tech and stuff.
She's looking at his arm.
It's really weird.
Like she's finding the difference between the tech and then the flesh, and it's like, what the fuck are you? What the fuck?
It's really weird. But he shakes your hand. He's very pleasant.
This
He's
is
like,
cool.
it's like, hello there, I'm Lugmut. It's nice to meet you. Me and my compatriot, we live downstairs in the sort of hangar area. We run, I am his manager. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Red Comet.
I haven't heard of everything until today.
I think this is the first time it's been the answer to that kind of question.
Well, I hadn't heard it you either.
All right, hold on.
So second.
I must make a sales pitch. And you see his eyes sort of dim for a second, and he freezes. And then you see, zzz, 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 and then they turn back. And it's like, all right, the Red Comet is
Hey,
the.
may I? Bring up the advertisement.
There's an ad, and you see in this ad, it's like
Explosions and lasers, and then
it's
this
heavily
huge
edited.
robot.
It's kind of disorienting, but throughout it, you see this giant man-shaped machine thing that's like bright crimson red. At one point, its hand is on fire as it punches a hole through something.
She's so
This is more
confused
violence than
watching
you've witnessed in your entire life in the span of like a 20-second advert. that
It's a
they're showing
collection of all the most brutal clips that I could find.
it. She's just watching
You
it.
see it yank the arms off of another giant metal man and throw them towards a crowd.
You guys just see her just looking horrified.
On cue, another guy comes up from that same hatch. A lot shorter, like normal height, kind of middle age, equally kind of blocky shape, but he's just kind of wide and blocky, big chin, short haircut. It's like, hello, comrades. How are you all doing today? I see you are watching my fights. It is
Like a
good to
chubby
see.
baby.
Hmm?
Like a chubby baby. Like she sees him and that's all she sees. She looks at the bigger one, looks at the other one. She's like, a father and child.
There are worse analogies you can make, honestly.
You see Lugma just sort of freeze.
Isn't
In
she
thought.
just the cutest thing?
What are you?
I am Charlotte.
Yes, you've established that. Your existence puzzles me. I'm going downstairs.
Yeah, she's the cherry bomb.
I'm human.
Oh,
My character almost
So-
distinctly goes for his batons. Cherry bomb?
Oh, I forgot you guys don't have those anymore.
well, it's been pleasant meeting you. I must return to the
back in my
laboratory.
we used to have these
and make
little
some
balls with
repairs,
wicks
and he
coming
just
off
sort of
of them.
shuffles away.
You light them, you
He
throw
just had
them, and then
another
you got
light on the
little
way down.
explosion. Not enough to like kill
Just
anybody. I mean,
show
if it blows up in your hand, you'll probably blow a finger off.
But the other guy who came up,
more for like
sort of a
distraction.
bulkier, shorter man, is
We
just
used to
sort
use
of
this for
standing
fun.
around.
He asked you a
Just gonna
bunch
look
more
at the
questions about
shorter
that.
man. Is
because
how
he
tall
totally
is
wants
Is he the
to
same height as you?
Like, he wants
Probably
that
around
for a
that
stun
much,
effect
yeah.
built into his
5'8",
gauntlet.
including
Yeah. So
heels.
probably without the he about matches your height with the heels on. So
I have smoke detectors now. I want, like, built-in
like, it is
flashbangs.
good to meet you as a fellow outsider to this crew.
She's gonna shake his hand. You have an interesting voice.
I do. There's a very uncommon lunar accent.
The more you travel, the more you find people do not speak alike.
You do see, though, that Dimitri is actually very much recovered from the ass kicking that he went through previously.
That med tank is awesome.
Yeah, he's been using it a lot, so he's pretty much back to 100. He's still got like a bandage on his nose because it looks cool. But he's pretty much back at 100% and ready for a mech fight when you guys get to the next colony.
If they can schedule any.
If they can skip. Make a roll. See if you can reach out to this one.
What colony is this?
29.
So what's my modifier? Charisma?
I'll call that a
or
charisma one.
14?
Yeah. Someone reaches out and it's like,
Give all the information.
my
to them.
compatriot wouldn't mind a rematch with the Red Combat now that he's the champion.
Okay. Set up the arena.
So a very snooty older businessman type.
Yep. And tell them we need media. You know, pictures.
Oh, they're well aware of who you are, so they send over all the information. They say
You
that-
realize every manager on the entire line has
they,
been like,
they
yeah,
say
pass
they've
on,
been
pass on, pass
they
on.
say they've been expecting your call.
Yeah.
They're preparing a venue. All you need to do is show up, basically.
Yeah.
Smart.
And how much are we charging them for Red Comet to come here?
Hmm.
I'm gonna talk
How much do you want to charge?
I'm going to
then?
talk to that with Dimitri. Well, you know, this is an exhibition fight, and you are the headliner, so
Yeah.
you should get at least like 30% of the night's profits, plus they should be making like I want to say, at least 10,000 credit down payment.
I think that is agreeable.
Does that sound about right in today's
That sounds like good money to me.
As you're overhearing this whole business conversation.
They're talking about all sorts
She's
of...
lost.
Yeah, you don't know economics, really. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're talking about a lot of weird numbers and keep throwing around the word credits.
She's just gonna keep looking around his spaceship.
Looks very lost.
That's fine.
But yeah, 30% cut for him and Lugnut. They'll split that 30% cut between the two of them.
Well, that's what I'm suggesting that they contacted the space station about.
Yeah, okay.
30% would be what they're getting. This is without me being even part of it.
Yeah, okay. So he says he'll relay that to Lugnut and see what they can negotiate as far as pay goes.
Well, and if you want me to media it, then I get full rights to all the media.
I do not think anyone will argue with you, comrade. You are best out there in business.
Okay? I'm going to make him sign a contract that gives me rights to all media for Red Comet and see if he signs it.
Make a persuasion roll to have
And I'm going to send one to the other guy too.
to have Dimitri and Lugnut sign over the copyright to Red Comet to you. Did you roll a fucking nat 20?
18.
18 plus 3. 21. And that's without my using my ship's
I'd
lucky.
literally have to roll a nat 20 to counter this. Sam.
Oh shit! He is hesitant at least.
Dimitri is down, but then Lugnut pokes his head up out of the hatch again. And he's like, no thank you, Mr. Bob, sir. We very much enjoy this partnership, and we would like to perhaps keep it that way.
I was planning on keeping it that way.
Yes, but...
If you own the copyright, it's different.
If you were to own the intellectual property of Red Comet, that would mean, in the event that our partnership were to come to a close due to unfortunate circumstances and possibly even death, there would be a lot of legal trouble with us making money in the future.
Exactly, on my side too. If you were to say perish, then I wouldn't be able to necessarily use your media files.
Oh,
for
if we
future
die, it's
reproduction.
public domain. That's how mech fights work.
Well, I don't. Are there really laws set up nicely for this anymore?
I mean, the name would be usable, so I would assume
Okay, fair enough.
the videos you've taken would be.
I'm trying to catch up. You know, in my day and age, legalese was everything.
No, I fully understand it. It's just we'd like to hold on to what little
That's
ownership we
perfectly
have.
understandable. Then,
It's
how would you like to partner this up?
comes back out of the hatch. It's his head under another light. Kind of sits down on one of the couches. I'd say
Profit split on every exhibition.
I feel like from independent exhibitions, the 30% cut that Dimitri mentioned to me that you suggested is good.
Okay, so you want 30% of all proceeds from the media releases from Red Comet.
If that is agreeable.
25?
Persuasion roll.
19 plus 3. 22.
Yes, that sounds fine.
Okay.
5% surely cannot be that much money.
How quick is the stadium sold out? VIP seats. Yeah, it's money.
Red Comet.
So yeah,
Can we
after
take a break when we have a good
we can
moment?
take a break in a minute. We've been going a while. That'll also let me set up some maps and stuff for when you guys land. Yeah. So whenever we make sort of like a
So I have merchandising rights.
Yep.
But not the copyright.
Nope, they get 25% of all the proceeds I make.
But they still own the copyright.
They own the copyright.
Yeah,
You
like
can- you're allowed. You can.
I own the distribution.
Yeah.
That's true.
The stuff that you filmed, you can make money off of, and because you two are you.
I
and
don't
them are
own
in-
Red Comet, but I own the ability to...
You own the existing footage, so like they couldn't sell the existing footage that you've gotten. But yeah, so we'll just say that like in the future, if you at the next mech fight when we decide how much money the whole event makes afterwards, we'll just deduct 30% from you and give it to them, and then
Well, no, that's
Or-
separate. Because you're going to have the fight, and that's them.
yeah, 30%
Okay,
from
I'm
the.
not part of the
sorry,
fight.
Yeah.
The media is what I'm going to get on my side of it, which I'm not really making much more than anything on
Yeah,
ads
so
or
we'll
anything
deduct
else.
30% from the proceeds from the fight and give it to them, and that'll just go towards upgrading the robot probably.
Yeah, for them completely.
Yeah.
When it comes down to the media stuff, that's going to be like an ongoing...
Oh yeah, okay.
I can replay fights. I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
use
You
that
can do
to
whatever the hell you want with
publicize
it.
fights and stuff like that. But this way I have him under contract so that I can use his likeness, use his image
Yeah.
in order to make these ads, and he gives me full permission to use his likeness in these ads.
Yep, they're agreeable. And you're all set up to probably do a mech fight when you guys get to the next colony.
Fantastic. That way I don't have to do any of the setup for it. I just do the publication afterwards.
Yeah, they're setting up everything. All you have to do is supply the cameras and the
So,
robot.
makeup artist.
Yes.
Back in my day, we used to do everything we could to make the person look as beautiful or transcendent as possible. Okay? You have a flair for style, obviously.
Thank you.
I have no idea how stylish she is, but no. But hey,
Go
an
ahead.
eclectic person with no sense of
I mean, she hasn't
reason
picked
as
her
to
clothing
what's
yet,
supposed
so
to
she's
be
still
now
wearing, like,
sounds
this-
perfect
You're still
to start
wearing-
a fashion
You're
empire.
still wearing the stitched up sort of patchwork outfit.
Yeah. The glass fishbowl on her head, basically.
Oh, take a look, and I show her like a catalog of outfits and styles that she can print off.
Can she start looking through them?
Make an investigation roll, and then after that, tell me what you want to find.
Especially since she just upgraded my printer.
Be another,
Investigation is intelligence.
be another intelligence, yeah.
30-20?
All right, what do you want to find? At this point, it's like, what do you want to?
She's gonna look for an outfit that has shoes that match the current one that she's wearing that like come up to here.
So something
Yeah.
with big boots.
Yeah.
You can
that
basically
makes
design
sense.
your entire outfit in armor now. And what you're missing for parts, I can take from your ship.
Can she just sort of design an outfit that looks sort of like the one that she's wearing, but it'll actually work?
Yeah, you can make basically an upgraded version of what you're currently wearing. So it's it's not a cloth thing anymore. Now it's like a synthetic fiber, stuff like that, sort of made of the same material as like your jumpsuit and stuff like that. You can get the same style and color of boots, and you can pretty much make it look however you want thanks to the 3D printer thing.
Okay. She's just gonna design a outfit that looks like what she's wearing then.
Yeah.
Just more clean.
Yeah, a lot cleaner. It's a bit less patchwork.
Yeah.
It doesn't have like any
Has she ever
a lot
had
less
to
wear and
design
tear on it, and
It's pretty brutal out here.
yeah, it's
I kind of
they
look at
pretty
her,
much
I'm
designed
like,
like a
I don't think she's
pristine
had any
version of what you're
contact with
currently
anyone
wearing.
to defend herself.
Can she make sure that like
She
whatever color
she
she
thought
finds
that the
that's
neck fight
attached
was
to her
brutal.
shirt,
She has no idea that we
can
can
hook
have
up
worse.
to the helmet that she has.
Yeah, it can put in kind of like a raised
Well, the
area
lunar
that
rates
the helmet can
they
click
seem to be
onto
chasing us.
I'm
to
not
do
really
its
a good
whole
fighter.
environmental seal thing.
I kind of scratch my head audibly.
yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
a bit
I watched
fancier,
you
it's a bit
stick your
nicer
fist through a
looking, but-
guy
She's gonna
2 days
do
ago.
that.
Oh, that
Is
suit was
there-
awesome.
Can she
It
figure out how to
was,
print it
it
out?
was pretty badass.
It was tested.
Oh yeah, you can just put that
That was
into the
a completely
machine
by
thing
accident,
that
man.
you helped set
I
up.
don't have any
and-
full training in it.
She's gonna send it to the machine.
Yeah, machine starts printing. It
Trying to
no
think if
roll
you've actually
required.
done
It's
anything else.
pretty advanced
Like,
stuff.
you have a
After it starts
sword.
printing, can she like rush
Never
over there
really
to see
used
what
it.
it does to print it?
Yeah,
I have a
so
gun.
immediately you
shoot.
see it's using a little bit of the nanotech
That's as
for
much as
like
most
a,
of the
like a
military
base
knows. Not
outline.
all of us go melee for
And then
drop
immediately it
ships.
starts
So-
filtering like fiber in
You
with
might
it
be able
and
to
sort
help
of
her out a
weaving
little
it
bit?
together. What looks
Like
like
that?
one big needle sort of descends like a 3D printer
I
does.
scratch
and
my
the
head a
tip of
little
it
bit.
Sort of extends and separates into like 6 little needles that work like a little mechanical hand that starts assembling it really fast.
She's looking and watching it. She's thinking it's cool. She's gonna take notes on that too.
Radio Reynolds.
It's really neat. It's just
like my boys. My boy.
as it starts putting together this outfit, and it's printing off fast. Like
I tell Reynolds to clear out the security office for
15
unarmed combat training. It's
15 minutes
we gotta
after
start the
you put into
basics. See what she
command,
can do.
the shirt's probably ready.
Cool.
So she's immediately starts printing off
Outfits.
an outfit and stuff.
I mentioned to you.
Sorry, what were you guys discussing?
Well, I'll go over it now. Once you got your outfit being built, I'll make a comment. Can be kind of tough out here in space. Do you want to learn to defend yourself? I got a guy upstairs who's willing to help you. Teach you how to fight a little bit, move on your feet. Might be good if you're gonna be out here with no direction.
I don't know how to fight.
That's why it might be a good idea for you to learn. Space can be kind of dangerous. I'm a soldier, so trust me, I can vouch for that.
I
Neither
can
do I.
punch.
Neither do I,
Kind of.
girl.
My one of my officers, Reynolds, he'll teach you how to punch better. Might even get you up to a D6 if you're all good enough.
Okay.
Like, I mean, if you learn how to punch, it's better.
Do you mention anything about weapons?
I mentioned that I asked Reynolds to grab some weapons just to train with those
He
type of
says
times.
he says he there are some basic firearms and stuff like that.
I tell him to
He'll
set
get her
up.
started on like a pistol.
Yep, get started on a pistol. I also said go
Nothing
through the
that
melee.
can destroy the ship if it were to be
Don't give
mishandled.
grenades. That was great.
No
Launch
explo-
goes missing.
No explosives.
Yep. So I said when you're ready, when you have your outfit all set, head upstairs to the security office, which I showed you where it was, and Reynolds will be there to teach you.
Okay.
Within the hour, your outfit is done. If you go to put it on, it's like the difference is noticeable in how much more stable it feels. It's a lot less tight. You don't feel like that if you were to like
It's
take
got
a
that new
nasty
clothes
fall,
feel.
anything bad would happen to it. It's durable. I'll say your AC goes up by a point or two, because this is actual like
If she has more than just the jump start, I'd say 2 AC. 2 points.
with the helmet. Yeah.
While she's doing her whole process, okay, I'm gonna tie into the UI set, the AI. Okay,
She's gonna put it on. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
enforce and make it strong.
Yeah. So it's
Alright.
some durable stuff. Maybe not stop a gunshot durable, but like
Resistant to tear,
Resistant to
very durable,
tear,
synthetic.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth a couple AC. And then, yeah, like I said, Reynolds is up in the security office. That's cleared out, so he can teach you how to, actually fight, because you can punch, which is good.
Yeah.
Good to know better in case you have to punch or shoot or use a melee weapon of some kind.
Yeah, otherwise you just end up with one of these and I pull out my railgun. One that's all painted and has like shining lights down
he
the
pulls
end
out
of
a
it.
big rectangle with a handle on it.
She just sort of gives it an odd look, like, what is this?
Oh, this is my gun.
She knows what a gun is, right?
Probably not.
I put it back
That is a
behind
good
me,
question,
and I pull out
actually.
my pistol,
Would she?
take out the ammo.
I don't think her parents would have wanted to raise their child around any sort of weapons.
So I don't think you know what a gun is.
Okay, so I take out my pistol, unload the ammo, make sure there's nothing in the barrel, hand it to her.
She's gonna awkwardly take it and just look at it.
It's a type of ranged attack weapon that sends out a directed.
This is the easiest one. You point it at someone, pull the trigger, and they get hurt.
Okay.
Okay. This one, my rifle, is a much bigger version of that hurts them a lot more. Okay. And then you get stuff like this, and I'll pull out my plasma machete and then light it up. And this
It's a big stick that starts glowing red.
causes a lot of hurt.
That looks cool. It's really pretty. It's so shiny.
Turn it off, put it back away.
I was worried you were gonna like reach out and touch the.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Charlotte. So.
But yeah, if you want to do that combat training, you can go up and Reynolds will show you the ropes.
But
Sure.
to start off, here, and I hand you a stun gun.
She grabs it and is looking at it. What do I do with this?
That you can even shoot yourself with. I don't recommend it.
Okay, thank you.
I was gonna say you were a second away from.
He hands you basically your character would know it was basically a taser, like one of those taser guns.
Oh, okay. I know something about a taser gun then. So is that okay?
Yeah, I'll say that your parents didn't want you to have any exposure to guns, but they had like stun thingies in case of emergency. Although those were like batons, kind of like what you have.
Yep.
This is
Beat
a
the shit out of an intruder with a baton.
it's like a stunny thing, but it's shaped like that weird rectangle with a handle.
Alright. So, do you want to take a break, or do you want to get into Fee's combat training?
It's up to you guys. Want to take a break?
We could take a break for now.
Right.
Use
Okay.
a key.
Yeah, I need
Yeah,
a
so
new
we
drink.
can call a quick break here.
Alright,
so-
then we are going to go to break. We shall return soon.
To the background.
We'll see what happens.